Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Echo! So I'm starting a stream. I don't know how this will go. I'm kind of sick still. I had a fever, which now is gone, but yeah. I just won something. I mean, got a treasure in this lovely game. And I want to try it out. I think it's applied something to the map. And I'm curious what it does. I mean, I think I saw it, the map effect, or what do you call it? But yeah, I thought it might be interesting to make a video. Yeah? Yeah, so this is like 8-bit. Can you still... Oh, you can still... Oh yeah, it's a map effect, but it's a TV. Okay, now I get it. I kind of get it. It could be fun. I don't mind. I mean, this game... The graphics is not the most important thing. This is funny. You can still play like that. I don't think it's a problem.
I'm way ahead. Already moving.
The minimap is the same. That's the most important thing. The rest,
30 seconds to battle.
I don't really care.
As the arrow flies.
I can even play only by the minimap. If push comes to shove and I don't see anything, then yeah. I can just use the minimap. That's plenty information for the actual fights. But yeah. This is not turning out okay. Yeah, let's get back to base and buy some of these healing things.
I go.
Cute. I mean, I remember back in the day. Yeah. In the days when they were beginning to make 3D games with kind of 3D graphics cards. And then textures sucked. Just sucked. Like 8-bit textures or even less. I don't know if it's possible. But yeah, everything looked like this. For the most part. Because I couldn't afford the proper 3D card. It only had like 8 megabytes of video RAM. And yeah, that couldn't do what TNT2 did or GeForce 2. Yeah, I had what was it called? The S3 Viper DX2 or something like that. It had 4 megabytes of RAM, I think. And then I upgraded to an 8 megabyte card. That was kind of an AGP, but not really. And then I got a TNT2. That was the first real graphics card. With 32 megabytes of RAM. That ran games properly, and these kind of textures disappeared. I mean, it was a lot better. A lot. I mean, I don't think I could run it with anti-aliasing and other filters, but it was just nice graphics with some artifacting and stuff, but the image was clear for the most part, and that was a big upgrade from an 8 megabyte card. And yeah, I remember the guy at the shop. I don't know why he did the upgrade. I mean, my video card was bought from them, but it was used for about a year, I think. I used it for a year, and then he said, okay, no problem, 50% off. I mean, he bought it back for 50% of the retail price and gave us the new graphics card. That was kind of nice.
At them.
They gave us the TNT too. And yeah, then I could start playing, like not worrying about crashes and
Dyer's courier has been
games without textures. That was a frequent thing.
fortified.
You were left without textures, just some shades of gray on the character and the general form of the character,
On it.
or the car, or whatever was on the screen. Yeah, that was painful.
You've got my
And
witness.
that was, yeah, that was awful. And now I have an even cheaper video
Of
card.
course.
Because back then that was like mid-range, I think.
I'm way
And
ahead.
this is low end, like a GT 1030. And this
Already moving.
does almost everything. Only the speed is different. It doesn't exclude textures and stuff. You can enjoy the full quality except for the speed, the frame rate. Back then it was different.
Get my point?
I mean, yeah, you could argue that this doesn't do 4K. This probably can't even display 4K, one frame of a 4K video. I mean, the game, any game. But with 2 gigs of RAM.
Reap the whirlwind.
But yeah, otherwise it's capable of everything. At 30 watts, I think that's the maximum power it needs. It even has passive cooling.
Taste my arrow.
So yeah, what was my original point? Oh yeah, this crap graphics. This is nice. I like. This is taking me back.
Of course.
So yeah, that guy was really nice. I mean,
Arrows.
it was a company started in 1992, I think. Yes, after the revolution. The revolution was in around 90. So
Here. Have an
that
arrow.
was a really early company and was really successful initially.
Try this on the
But
side.
yeah, back then he could afford to be nice, the technician I mean.
Coin helps.
He was explaining how they honor warranties, and my friend kind of took advantage of it and ruined his computer on purpose to get a new one. And he could have gotten it, but he rushed it. So yeah, like 20 years ago. I'm being stupid. More than 20 years ago. So yeah, back then we weren't very civic minded, or what do you call that when you respect all the laws and rules. We didn't like rules because we were all poor, and we did what we could to manipulate things and get our way, get ahead.
My arrow.
Yeah, that was really bad in the moral sense.
At them.
I had to quit doing some stuff because it was just flat out wrong, and yeah,
Here.
that's
Have an
not
arrow.
good.
I gust onward.
But I guess I was just a stupid teenager who let himself get convinced by his best friend, and yeah, kind of sucked. If I, in retrospect,
On it.
yeah. Some people are still like that, because that sort of lawlessness, I mean, take everything you can, legally or illegally, that mentality is still present in today's society. People don't think things through. They need it or don't need it. If they have an opportunity to take something, they take it because it's free, and they take it. And I had to quit that. That's really dumb. And somebody that would really need that thing can't get it because you took it and you don't even use it. So yeah, that's a major conflict between the generations who lived in communism and the generations who grew up in a democracy already after the revolution. So what was the original point? Oh yeah, that the 80 computers, that's what it was called, ATC, 80 computers, and they were exemplary in everything. They honored the warranties like champions, and I remember as kids we used to go inside the store and get the printed out offers, I mean the parts lists and price lists. We would just go over them almost every day. I mean, not every day, because I remember now. Every Tuesday, they would get a new offer, new price list, possibly new hardware, and yeah, that's when we used to take like 2 or 3 of those papers, go through them, and eventually we bought some stuff. Yeah, good old days. So what went wrong with that company? I think it's still active today, but they can't compete. They are just barely alive. They stopped dealing with end consumers. For a while they had a store in the center, which cost a lot of money, and whatever you wanted to buy, they didn't have in stock. They didn't have anything in stock, and they had to order parts and products from their main facility, where they dealt only with companies. So I lived near the main facility, so I had to go down to the center, right by the facility. I go down into the center. I had to order a printer, for example, and then they said, okay, it will be here in 2 hours. So then I went back up home, right by the facility, and came back 2 hours later because they brought it down to the center. That was so dumb. I mean, they couldn't figure out to keep one person working with end customers, like with ordinary citizens. One! They would have needed one person, and many customers would have returned gladly. But no, they had to complicate it, and their rent was too expensive in the center, and they closed it. So now they just deal with I think they have an online shop, but not really competitive, so they blew it. But yeah, that shop brings back memories. That's where I bought my first really good computer. K2. What? K62. K62, 400 megahertz. And that's where I put in the TNT2 graphics card. Yeah, that was a 400 megahertz system. And yeah, it ran StarCraft, even the Brood Wars, and all kinds of wonderful games. Before that I had some crap, like 486 or something, that couldn't do shit. I mean the 486 could play MP3s. Yeah, MP3. Woo! In mono. If you try to play back stereo, good quality, then it just froze or didn't play it back correctly, all sorts of distortions, and it would stop to load, to buffer. That was really sad. Oh yeah. I remember now. I used to set the buffer to 5 minutes, so it would load the whole song into the memory, into the buffer, and then it could play it. If everything was pre-buffered, I would wait for like a minute for it to buffer, or more. I think more, because it could barely decode it real time. So yeah, I waited for 6 minutes for a 5 minute song to load, and then I would enjoy it from the buffer. Oh boy, 486 at 100 megahertz. That was such a crap. That was crappy crap. And yeah, it ran StarCraft. The main problem with that. Okay, it ran StarCraft. I installed 32 megabytes of RAM. It ran StarCraft. But when you started having too many units, it would slow the fuck down. Oh boy. It was... I don't know how to describe it. But it would stop sometimes. Maybe even to synchronize the data through the network, because we were playing multiplayer. It would stop for seconds and then start again and move very slowly. Oh boy. Back then we just played one against one mostly, because we had a 486 100 megahertz and the 66 megahertz in the other room. And yeah, small maps it could handle, but bigger maps, like with the better computer, we would always play Big Game Hunters. That was the favorite map when every team had enough resources. And K6 processors could handle it. That was really nice. I don't know what I'm doing here, help. I'm not buying what I'm supposed to be buying. Oh boy. This and some shoes. Okay. So, yeah, memories. K6 to 400 megahertz. That was just awesome. And I remember I used to buy like these magazines, and they would have CDs inside with demo software. I mean, demo software and games. I remember this one game that was with zombies, I think, or dead, or whatever. And we kept getting stuck at a point, and the game would say, "We need a bigger boat. Need a bigger boat." And you couldn't get past that point because it said, "You need a bigger boat. You need a bigger boat." I just lost it. We were always laughing at that. That was so funny. It became a joke amongst friends. Whenever we couldn't do something, we would say, "Need a bigger boat." That was so stupid.
Dire structures are
I don't know who designed that game, or was that point the end of the demo? I don't really know, but that was really funny and annoying, of course, because we wanted to do stuff, but demos are demos were, oh boy, they were usually just one level or something, one level of the game,
Try this
or
on
fully functional, but you only get one weapon or something. Kind of bad. But yeah, I remember trying to copy those crappy quality CDs that came with the magazines. And I had the 4X Mitsumi
Taste my arrow.
CD reader.
Like the wind.
That was just awful. Really awful. And I would just start the copying process and sit there listening to like that squeaking sound when it couldn't read the sector, and then it would keep moving back and forth with the laser head.
I'm way ahead.
Yeah, that was some fun times. That was fun.
Here, have an arrow.
But yeah, back then we didn't have the internet.
Arrow fly.
Or wait, I had internet, but dial-up, and then you could maybe download the game like a floppy disk size game in an hour or something like that. And resources were very scarce, so we didn't know where to download them. And most illegal sites were blocked by the ISPs. I don't know why, it seemed to be only local here. But many pirate sites were
Try this
blocked.
on for size.
Some secret server stuff, or I don't know what and why, but yeah. Later we managed to get DC++. Was that thing?
Gets my point.
You could share things through the network,
I run like the wind.
and
At them.
Kazaa, whatever you call it in America or other English-speaking countries. That was a peer-to-peer software, file sharing. And the funny thing about, yeah, Kazaa too, but mainly DC++, it had the default of sharing the documents directory from the computer. So many people would install the DC++,
I'm not ready.
and it would share the photos. It would share the photos, maybe even porn,
Run like the wind.
their own videos. And they shared it on the internet. I mean, not on the internet too, but mostly on the network, because we all know each other's addresses, or how was it? You had to log into a hub, log into the same hub or something. And yeah, which, but I have to confess, I just downloaded pictures. I mean, that's why they were there.
Of course.
They were sharing their pictures. Why would I refuse? Just press download and yeah. Sometimes a girl would DM you and say, "Hey, what are you doing with my pictures?" as if I had something to do with sharing them. That was always funny,
Taste
because
my
people
arrow.
back then didn't know much about security and stuff.
Easy breezy. My feet fly.
Yeah. Others shared some other sensitive information on by default or something. They put things in the wrong place and then it gets shared.
On it.
Yeah.
Like the wind. Cold wind.
Boy. That was the wild, wild west in networks and internet. In around 2000, I think. Yeah. That's when we had the local network in the neighboring blocks, apartment buildings. Yeah. That was really silly. But you can do that right now if you want. Yeah, all it takes is some hacking. And you can get the backed up or even on the device the photos of someone.
Didn't like.
That's really stupid. They click on the wrong thing once and it's all gone. I mean, not gone, but in the wrong hands. How many iClouds were hacked and just the phones. You don't need to be a genius to use those. I believe they are just scripts. I never tried it, but I read about them. So yeah, that's how I came to the realization that you don't have security online. There's no such thing. If your computer is plugged in or connected to Wi-Fi, or your phone is connected to the Wi-Fi, or the mobile network, there's no security. You might as well be sending everything you have directly to Putin or something. Putin. Putin. Vladimir Putin.
Here, have an arrow.
Or the Chinese.
Thanks for the
Or
gold.
to the CIA. They can get it if they want.
Reap the whirlwind.
So yeah. Wild Wild West of... Oh boy. And I remember that computers weren't very powerful back then, and that's how people realized that files are being copied, because you would leave it overnight and
Wasn't nice.
but not overnight. I mean, when you were not really using the computer, you would leave the DC++ open, and your computer would just die when somebody started copying files. And then you'd notice that somebody's copying, and you'd look at what's copied, and yeah. I think I need to take a break right now. That's a bathroom break related to my sickness. I just send the hero to attack something, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes, I think. I took out the boots so it would go slower. Let's hope.
Can't keep a good girl down.
come in handy.
Radiant structures are fortified. The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Meet the prevailing winds.
Okay. Hello, 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 hello. I'm back. Did anyone report me or something? I just died and that's it? They didn't get... I mean... Okay, I think it's all good. I just took a shit. Now I'm much better. Oh boy.
Structures are fortified.
Try this on.
Yeah.
I run like the wind.
I have something like that very much resembles IBS. And yeah. From time to time I get sick. Like a fever. Abdominal pain. And yeah. It goes away with maybe 2 or 3 aspirins during a day. And that's it. Oh boy. But yeah, I have to go through this process
The enemy's middle tower
of feeling very weird and
Attack!
yeah, running to the bathroom. Yeah, okay, she killed her. Him. So yeah. Oh boy, I have a lot of money and I didn't even spend it. Oh boy. That's a fail. Yeah. But the team is good. They are winning. That whole thing that I was telling you in a previous stream. You only need a good player to win the game. Or a really bad one to ruin it, so... We probably have a very good player. Which one is it? Oh, this guy. And this guy. Juggernaut and
radiant structures are fortified.
with 0.3 MMR score. Okay.
You've got my wind up.
So yeah,
Enemy's middle barracks
what
have
was I
fallen.
talking about?
Ooh,
Being
toasty.
sick, computer store, Dota,
Enemy's middle barracks
Take my
down.
arrow.
and morality. Yeah. People really need to get better at that. You don't need to take things. If you don't need something, don't take it. Even if it's perfectly legal, it's something free. Somebody else can use it.
Raining
Don't take
arrows.
it. It will be just junk.
Reap the whirlwind.
That's what I'm mad about with some people.
You've got
the elderly, some elderly people I know. They don't use the bus. They can't use the bus because they're old and mostly stay in bed, or not in bed, but they can't go outside. And for a long time they insisted to activate the free bus ticket system bus card. What do you call it? They insisted that we activate it for them so they wouldn't lose it. And that just broke my logic. I mean, I don't understand how an adult can say something like that. Like 150 bucks per year. The municipality would pay that much to the transport company for a bus pass that you don't need, you don't use, but you wanted it, and they pay that money out of taxpayers' contribution, and that just feels really wrong. Exactly like not exactly stealing, but that whole thing that they could use that money for something else, and yet you're just that arrogant that I got it legally, I need it, I want it because it's uh it's my right. Well, if you're a worthless piece of shit with no values, then yeah, that's how you act in society. If it's your right, you fuck over a lot of people. But I don't think you should do that. That's immoral. But back then in communism, that's how it worked always. You took everything, everything you could, you took. And people would... what hell? Why can't I... Why can't I hit the tower when X casts that spell on me? I should be able to hit the tower. Meh. Focused fire. Is that a scepter ability? No. Winron's debuff has decreased slow. Damage taken by invisibility that is not broken by attacking or casting spell. No, it's not that. Oh well. Back to what I was saying. That's my advice to everybody. If you want a good society, you don't take everything you can. You take what you need, what you use, what you need. That's what you take. If they have TVs like 10% off, you don't go there. If you already had the money to buy the TV, you let some poor people buy that for less. That would be fair trade? I don't know what to call it. Morality. If you can pay for something, pay the full price. The fair full price. And let poor people get it cheaper. If there's a promotion, a sale or something. Ah! They don't let me here! But I want to! I want to kill somebody! Ah! Almost. One more hit and he would have been dead. Oh boy. So my philosophy here also extends to piracy. Somewhat. Don't pirate games if you can afford them. I mean, with streaming content like Netflix and stuff, and music in general, that's what I'm fine with. You can, I mean, Louis Rossman explained it very nicely. That the retail experience is a lot worse than the pirated experience. With lots of movies, music. I mean, there I think piracy is okay as long as you pay for it somehow. So you pay for it legally, do a Netflix subscription or something, but download it from a pirate site. Download what you want to see. And yeah, you paid for it, but don't use it like that, because it's crap when you're using the retail service of a company, of a, what do you call it, a media company, streaming platform, whatever. I mean, there are pirate sites now that have TV series and movies and all that in better quality than the owners of the content. How is that possible? It's a pirate website. If you have ad block, then even ads don't show up. You just press a button, it starts playing, and you're watching the movie or TV show. And on Netflix, you have to pay, you have to log in, you have to wait for it to load. The cheaper version, I think, is just 720p. You don't get the full quality version. I mean, what the hell are they thinking? What the hell are they thinking? I think piracy is okay with videos, and as long as you pay for it somehow. You can sometimes donate directly to the artist or support them in other ways. Oh boy. But the retail experience, that just sucks. I mean, even going to the cinema, I don't understand that. Why would you go there to watch a movie? With people being loud, laughing all the time, laughing at inopportune times. Somebody slips on a banana peel in the movie and everybody starts laughing, but that's not the point. That wasn't meant to be funny. It's something else. Yeah. You buy a nice big TV and watch everything at home. That's the best solution. And pay for it as you can. On the other hand, some studios or copyright holders began putting movies up on YouTube. That's the best solution, I think. With Bud Spencer and kind of old movies, but not old enough to have the copyright expired. So somebody still owns them. They are not abandoned or public, what do you call it? Public domain. They are not public domain yet. The copyright is still valid, but they put it up on YouTube and anyone can watch them. That's the best solution. YouTube has relatively good quality and you just click. If you have premium, you don't even get ads. And that's the best way. The owner still gets some money for it, and everybody can enjoy it.
I go. I run like focus.
Your top tower is burning. Dire victory.
Okay, so this was nice. Yeah, let's commend everybody. My girlfriend can't sleep. She's bothering me. Yeah, I have to end the stream. I must be better. I must resist the urge to be irresponsible. So I hope you enjoyed some of my stories that came back. Whenever I have a fever, then the memories become clearer and I can talk about them. That's why mainly that's why I wanted to stream. Maybe I'll save the stream somewhere on YouTube or something. For myself mostly. If nobody else watches it, then at least I have it. So yeah. Did I commend everybody? What did I do? I don't remember. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Sorry. That's my mistake. I'm distracted now. Okay. Bye now.